Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Nurse Marsha, a retired nurse with over 30 years experience. So in this video today, I'm going to talk to you about how to navigate through nursing school successfully. I'm going to give you some tips and strategies on how to complete your program the first time. I think what I'm going to do is simply share with you how I did it. Now, on my last video, I shared with you how to become a registered nurse within 2 years. I'm going to pin that up here somewhere so you can take a look at that video. So let's get started. So let's say that you have gotten into the nursing program. Now you're ready to take those core classes. What I really want to share with you is it is very, very demanding and challenging. You will need to develop some really, really good organization skills. You will have to learn how to prioritize. And most importantly, in your personal life, some things are going to fall by the wayside. What do I mean by that? Well, when I started my nursing program, what I did was I prepared. I told everybody. I told my family and friends. I had a small child, so I needed a child care provider, right? I needed someone that I could leave my son with when I had to go to the lecture, and certainly when I had to start my clinical rotation. So I told everybody I got a really good support system. Now, I do know support systems can fall by the wayside, so my advice is to get more than one support system. Now, my child was young when I started. I found it to be a lot easier because I would just take him to the babysitter. He would stay there until I got home, until I could go pick him up. When you have preteens or teenagers, they have a life. So if you have a young child, it may be the best time for you to go to nursing school. When I started my first classes, I want to say to you that sitting at the front of the class may be a good idea because you really want the teacher to know who you are. When you sit at the front of the class, the teacher will think that you are very, very interested in your studies. And certainly you are, or you wouldn't be there. Also, when you start your classes, you have what is called a syllabus. The syllabus will let you know what your requirements are to be able to successfully pass the class. The syllabus will typically tell you how many assignments you're going to have, how many tests will be given, and will also tell you what grade you need to be able to successfully complete that class. So the syllabus is something that you need to refer to frequently. Keep it close to you. It will help you keep organized, and it will help you to get your priorities in order, because nursing school is all about studying and taking a test. Studying and taking a test. You're going to study and you're going to take another test. And you're only as good as the last test you took. So my advice is to pass every test. So we do know emergencies happen. And let's say if you have passed all the tests, an emergency come up, and the next test you take, maybe you don't do so well, all of the tests that you've taken and that you pass will help you pass that class. Maybe that one test that you failed is not going to make you fail the class, but it's best to have the mindset to pass every single test, okay? And how do you do that? You're going to study. You're going to stay on top of what is required in your reading, and you're going to have to study every single day. You may not have to study hours on. I never wanted anything to build up and that I would get to the point where I had to pass a test. So I would study every day, maybe 2 hours. I would do my reading requirements according to the syllabus. The syllabus is going to be like the Bible, okay? Also, get involved in a study group. I was never the type that I thought a study group would help me, but study groups are very helpful. They help you to stay organized. You can learn from your fellow students. You can learn by them repeating what was said in the lecture, especially if something from the lecture you didn't quite understand. In a study group, your fellow students can maybe reword it in a way that a light goes off in your head and you say, oh, okay, I get it now. If there's not a study group going on, then you can start a study group. Study groups are very popular, and if you ask a few people, would they be interested in studying together? The answer is going to be yes. Some advantages of study groups. It has been proven that study groups actually helps the student with better understanding. It also improves test taking ability and improve your overall scores on tests. So always get involved with study groups. Take advantage of any free tutoring or low-cost tutoring at your college. Lean on your instructor. That's what they are getting paid for. If you don't understand something, make an appointment with your instructor. Get that little one-on-one. It also will let them know that you are very interested, that you are eager to learn, and that you want that understanding so you can be a successful nurse. How can you reduce your anxiety when it comes to taking a test? Well, one way to reduce the anxiety, if you know that you have prepared properly, if you know that you are ready for the test. Nurse Marsha never crammed on a test. When I knew I had a test the next day, I would study, but I did not study all night. I would study for a couple of hours because that was how I always studied, a couple hours every day. I would go to sleep, get a good night's sleep. I would relax. I would take some deep breaths because I knew I was prepared for the test. When I got to class and I took the test again, I would take some deep breaths before the test. I would read the questions. I would reread the questions, and I would just relax and let it come. So always relax, get a good night's sleep, eat a good breakfast before you take the test. Again, a lot of it depends upon that you know you are prepared for the test. It will become a time in your program that you have to do what we call clinical rotation. That means you are going to go into a facility under the leadership and supervision of your instructor. You will take care of real patients. Your instructor will give you the do's and don't, and again, you will have a syllabus to follow so you would understand what is required of you. I remember when I went into the clinical rotation, the most important thing about it was being on time and not missing a clinical. While you're in clinicals, you don't do anything that your instructor have not authorized you to do. So that was my journey on how I completed nursing school. My tips are to follow the syllabus, keep it with you, refer to it often. It will help you keep organized. It will help you to prioritize your workload. Also, remember that things are going to fall by the wayside in your personal life. You may not have a home that is as clean as it was before you went to nursing school. You will not be able to cook home cooked meals like you did before nursing school. You will not be able to spend much time with your partner or spouse. Some people have lost their partner or spouse because they just did not understand that nursing school was the priority and that it really takes up a lot of your time. The children, if you talk to your children and let them know what you are doing and what the goal is and how life can look differently once you complete your nursing program and become a registered nurse, the children will be okay and they are on board with supporting their mother or father with completing the program. But I want to tell you that you can get through it. I want to encourage you to become a nurse. It is a very rewarding career. It's a career that you will always be able to take care of your family. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you will know when I drop a new video. Most importantly, share Nurse Marsha. Don't keep me to yourself. Thank you. Bye.